And this one, it's the boat trailer again, and this is the final video for the boat trailer. We're gonna finish it. Probably be quite a long video, I would imagine, but hey, stick with us and we'll see you at the end. Thanks. All right, back again, and this time we've got a galvanized trailer. I picked this up about 4 days ago. It's been sitting outside, still tied onto the trailer because I haven't had time to get to it. But today I'm hoping to get this thing assembled and take it for a warrant tomorrow. Bit of a tall order considering it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but in theory it shouldn't take too long. So didn't come out too bad, looks good. All the galvanized bits in there, so should be a keep your hands clean exercise, this one, apart from wheel bearings. And I bought new wheels, new hubs, and all that sort of stuff. So we'll just get it out of the trailer. Won't bother filming that because we've already seen that, and we'll take it from there. We've got the frame off the trailer. That was pretty easy now. We've had plenty of practice. My initial thoughts were that I was going to put the axle assembly wheels and the jockey wheel on first, but thinking about it, they'll probably just get in the way, to be honest. So what I'm going to start off with rollers. We'll start at the back of the trailer and just work our way forward and do it that way. And true to form, the galvanizers have filled up all the holes, so I have to re-drill everything. So we'll start with that. Just assembling these rear rollers, and they're a bit of a pain. Because on one side where they've galvanized, the hole's just filled up with galvanizing material, which is okay, it's a bit of a pain. This side they've obviously hung them with some form of wire, and they've just cut it off. And you can't hit it out with a center punch because it won't come out, so you've got to try and drill it, and it's a nightmare. And you can't put it in the drill press properly because it's got the washer on it now. So it's taking a lot of time. Sort of wished I'd started with something else now. But anyway, we'll push on. Okay, I've just got these rear rollers on. I mean, they were as much of a pain this time as what they were when I was fabricating them. But mainly because of all the galvanizing build up, having to clean out the threads, which they did put protectant on, but you've got to, it's a bit of mucking around, and re-drilling those, you know, the end of the axles where the split pins go in. That was a nightmare because I couldn't use a drill press for it because we'd welded washers on, so I had to try and chase it around the bench by hand. And what we have done is put massive split pins in them. Like, these are big, thick, strong pins. They're a pain in the neck to get in, but I have had these rollers come off before. I think maybe because we didn't have them set up correctly and they were flogged out. But these ones don't have, they do have some movement because they're a wobble roller, but not excessive movement like the old ones had. And hopefully if they do want to come this way in a hurry, that split pin's thick enough and strong enough to stop it. We did have one instance at the beach when we had to use, we lost a roller, had a roller but no split pin, and we ended up using a galvanized nail, and I'll tell you what, lasted longer than anything else. Just looked hideous. So, all right, center ones are ones that I built a while ago, so we'll put those on. They should be pretty straightforward, well, hopefully, and we'll take it from there. So there's the center rollers on. They were relatively painless. Just got to do these front ones, even though we'll probably have to adjust them once the boat's on, just to get them off the bench, basically. So again, having to look at all this. This is having to drill out where these pins were. So we've drilled out the last one. So we'll assemble these and throw them on now. Okay, finally got them on. I thought that was going to be the easy part, to be honest, but God, what a nightmare. It's literally taken hours. You forget how much galvanizing materials goes into all your holes and that. I did make stuff bigger, but I've had to drill just about everything out, use the die grinder just to make the holes a little bit bigger again. But now we've just got, obviously, suspension guards, rear light poles, light wiring, and coupling, safety chain, winch post. So it's like after 6, so that's probably a good place to stop tonight. And I'm gonna have to put the suspension on it tomorrow, so, and the jockey wheel's the other thing, just so I can get the thing in and out of the shed, because I've got heaps of servicing to do tomorrow. So we'll get up early, put the axle assembly in, I think is the main thing, and jockey wheel, and then we'll just snatch some time tomorrow during the day. Morning everyone, 6 o'clock Monday morning. Not really where I wanted to be with this thing, but it just is what it is. Yesterday I was working on a car that got damaged, which we need fixed at the same time as I was doing this, so it slowed me down a bit. But got a crazy day at work today, so what I do need to do is just get some wheels on this thing so we can move it around in a jockey wheel. Maybe throw an hour at it and then possibly come back to it later on today. I'm just going to have to throw the old wheels and axle assembly under it at this stage just to get it moving. Alright, we managed to steal an hour or so during the day here, mainly because I need to get this thing out of the bay so I can do some servicing. Put that axle assembly on, and one thing I did notice when we had the boat on it before is I could lift without a vehicle attached, I could lift the front of the trailer up off the ground, which isn't a good thing. It means that it's not balanced properly. So I've shifted the axle back 50 mil, and I'll probably shift the boat forward about 50 on once it's on the trailer, because you don't want it back heavy, it'll tow like a pig, especially once you start putting kids' bikes and dive gear and all the other stuff that goes in it to go down the beach. So I've done that, and like I say, when I put the boat on the trailer, I'll shift the winch post, whichever way we need to shift it, just to adjust where the boat sits on the trailer so we can get some better balance. But now we're going to stick it outside and I'll finish it off again in the morning. Alright, end of the day after work, nudging 7 o'clock, but we're still going to do some more work on it. I want to change these wheels. I've got some new wheels for it, and also some new hubs. So we're going to go from 4 stud to 5 stud. The bummer is my spare wheel bracket possibly won't fit. I might need to make another one, but
they're easy.
Yeah, it just seems pointless.
I mean, I couldn't make one.
Trailer, eh?
I mean, I couldn't make one, but
yeah. Seems pointless having a virtually brand new trailer with 24 or 24-year-old hubs on it, which is what everything rides on. So, gonna replace those now.
So the only original thing from the trailer, like the only original part from the other trailer, is that axle.
Yeah, but I got that axle made when we got the trailer 4 years ago, and I made those rollers about, I don't know, a year and a half ago or something, and the jockey wheel when we got the boat 4 years ago was new. So everything is, most of it's brand new. The bits that aren't brand new are under 4 years old.
Because didn't you rebuild that trailer?
Yes, I did.
And then that rotted, and then you built this one.
Yeah, that was on life support though. That was rotting from the inside out. But now this one's brand new, so we should be sweet. Sweet. All right, I'll get into these hubs though. This is new rims I'm using down here. And this is this new hub set, which is pretty cool, because what they've done, which makes life really easy, if you zoom in here, is they've already installed the bearing race. So putting these together is a piece of cake really. And they should fit the other axle because it's the same thing. New bearings, marine
cool.
seals. So no, good product. Trojan's always good stuff. Okay. This is why we're replacing this thing. It works alright, but it's just rusty and old. So well, I have done bearings recently, which is why it came out relatively easily. Yuck, what a mess. Alright, I'm just going to get it. Why is it? Alright, just take this off. I'll find the other end of it. There we go. Like I say, I've kept that pretty well maintained on the way through, which is why everything's coming apart pretty easily. It's a scungy job.
That's why I put newspaper before.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
I'm going to replace it with all new stuff.
You know that time we went
There's
fishing?
There's your seal.
You know that time we went fishing and we went to VT&Z the night before or something?
Yeah.
And then they said the bearings were really bad on it.
That's right, we had to do them in a hurry, didn't we?
And then we quickly raced down to BBT?
B&T.
Oh, B&T? BBT. And then it was like 4 o'clock and they shut at 5.
That's right.
Quickly raced down.
That's right.
Just
We'd
made
go
it.
fishing in the morning.
I mean, I'm sure even if we didn't make it, we'll still go.
We would have found a way. Gee, that's a bit pitted. Look at that.
It was pitted then. Our axle's hard to make.
Yeah. But that's a little bit pitted. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it. Just going to have to put something else over the top, but it's just a little bit pitted. It's not where the bearings run, but it's obviously has some salt water in it at some stage. Horrible job that it is. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. That's just see on top. There's not a lot I can do about it.
Can't really catch it on camera.
Oh no, it's not pitted, it's just shit. Pitting that comes off, the best type. Okay, what I might do, pause it there, I'll go and get a old Scotch-Brite.
That gets all the grime off it quite easily.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so it's not pitted as I thought. So just clean it up a bit, you know. Just that, Scotch-Brite and a bit of brake clean. That's all it needs. I'm going to cover it in grease again in a minute. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, happy with that. I'm just going to pack these wheel bearings, which is a scungy job. I won't bother filming that, I don't think. It's nothing too exciting. And then once I've packed them, we'll put them on. Okay, I'll put this on, pack those bearings, put it on. It's pretty tight. I've wound it all the way back as far as it'll go. I'm not going to put a split pin in it until I get a wheel on and make sure that it's all okay, and we'll probably have to adjust it pretty soon down the road, I would imagine, as well. But that looks better than that one. Nice and new. So we're going to swap that tyre.
For this one?
Luckily here we've got a tyre base, so we've got the machines. So I'm going to take that tyre off that scungy old rim, put it on the new one, and we'll put it on and see what it looks like. Okay. New rims, old tyres, but tyres are like brand new. So I'm going to put these on. I always put a bit of grease on the studs, even though probably no point because it's going to go in salt water. Make this one go on easier. Boom. Wheel nuts.
There. Other way, aren't they?
Hmm?
Other way?
No. A wheel nut. It's got a rounded edge on one side.
Yeah.
that goes in around the holes, around the studs, and centers them. If you put them around the other way, you'll break your studs. So always got to go in that way.
Sorry about the background music. It's just another day in our town.
Alright, I'll get this wheel on and we'll come back in a second. Hey everyone, it's now a week since we last filmed anything, because it's just been mental at work. And I need to get this thing finished. It's dragging on too long. All I really need to do now is the lights, guards, winch post, and that's it. But I have to run all the wiring and wire up these lights, and if you come with me, when I first started building this trailer, the idea was I was going to build some new poles, just because I'm not happy with these ones, because when I first built these, I wanted to sit about 80 to 100 mil off the edge of the boat, but it turns out that's just way too much. So the idea was I just build some new ones when I made this, but it became quickly apparent that I just wasn't going to have time to do that. Noisy boys, turn that off. So I decided to use the old ones, but because I wasn't going to use them, I snipped the wiring off right there, which is a real pain in the ass. So what I'm hoping is when I first built this, I tucked some wiring up in here and ran it through here, and I did cap the top of that, which is not long there anymore. So hopefully I can run the new loom through, join it together, then put it back down and run it through the trailer. So I'm going to have a go at that now and see how we get on. Okay, I'm feeding this wiring through, even though obviously being a new trailer there's no obstructions, it's still easier to run some wire through, tape it, and then pull it through. So always have some of this lying around. You can see where I've previously done exactly that. So I'm just going to tuck some wiring down through here, tape it on, pull it through, and then what I'm going to do is we're going to poke it into here. And I explained this when before we galvanised it. And that runs all the way down through down through here, and pops out. If you come around this side, and pops out there, which is where the pole bolts on, and then it will come up through the pole. And I drilled these before we galvanised the trailer, so obviously we don't get any corrosion. Okay, so we've managed to successfully feed the wiring through the chassis rail here, which wasn't too stressful at all. What I'm hoping we can do is run this loom, obviously I'll get it a bit closer, I'll pull the old loom out, up through the top, run some new loom up, and then join it, and then pull it back down through. Hopefully it's that easy. So we'll have a crack at that and see how we get on. So we managed to get this new wire fed through this pole, which I've clamped to the bench. I made myself up a bit of a wiring / test bench. I powered up these lights.
Do it again for the camera.
So, earth is always white, which is what we're going to do for this exercise. You can make them what you want to, but I use white. So, brown is tail light, so if I put that on, we've got a marker light, and around the other side we've got, come around that side mate, see. We've got tail lights there, right?
And number plate light.
Green is right hand indicator, there. Red is stop.
Brake light.
Okay, so we know the lights are good. So now I'm going to weld the old wiring, and I've joined the marker lights and everything previously, and the new wiring together, and I'm going to solder shrink wrap, put a big shrink wrap over everything when it's done, and then we can hopefully gently pull it back through and then bolt this on, and that should be done. Then we've just got to do the other side. First wire, which is our earth wire, and you can see it's soldered there nicely. So what we're going to do is put our shrink wrap over. And this is what you need to make a really good join. Then get a heat gun.
Oh, the lighter right there.
You can use a lighter. There we go.
Wow.
That's the join you want. That's super reliable. So I won't film all of them because it'll be boring as batshit, but I'll do the others and then we'll come back and we've got a big bit of shrink wrap there, which hopefully isn't too big. And then once it's done, we'll put that over the join, then pull it all back down through again. And hopefully that'll work.
Okay.
So all the joins, there's only 4 of them, are soldered up. Now we're going to pull this over the top, which hopefully I've cut long enough. Like just. And in theory, hopefully that shrinks down. There we go. It's starting to now. Normally, if you had more wires than this, you'd probably try to stagger the joins a little bit so you haven't got a lump in the middle like that. But for this, it's okay. I've got a tiny bit exposed there, so I'll just tape that up. But basically, that's done now, and we'll just feed it back down through this pole and into the trailer, and then we'll bolt it together. So we've got this pole on here. Which wasn't too bad. Now with this pole, I'm doing what I should have done with that one. And I've just pulled a bit of wire through the bottom, because what I didn't realise until I pulled it all through the top of that one, if that makes sense, is I always loop a bit of wire up, give myself some spare. So that's enough that this is going to be a hell of a lot easier than what that one was. So I'll quickly wire this up. I'm not going to bother filming it because it's just a repeat of what we did before. Okay, you'll see here, just finished doing that loom. So hopefully that should be all sweet. We'll mount it on the trailer there and come back in a minute. Okay, that one went on a lot easier than the others, or the other one. So I know I can pull them in a bit and adjust them, which I'll do in the morning, but what I've done here, come around here, I've still got to feed this wire through. Underneath I was going to feed one wire through each thing. Then I thought I'm actually better to feed them through one, and then I can put a join and then put the join back up into the drawbar a little bit again. So I've just got one single wire poking out the end when I'm finished. So I'm going to do all that in the morning. I'm fried tonight. It's whatever time it is, well after 8. So tidy that up in the morning. The rest of it's easy. Guards, winch post, easy. Done. Morning everyone. It's next day, 10 to 6 in the morning, and I'm going to have the final push to get this thing ready. Cameraman's obviously in bed for many more hours. Last night I just temporarily joined everything together just to power it up, make sure the lights work, which they do. So what we're going to do is go 2 wires into one, and then all this extra we will sort of loop it up and stuff it into the drawbar, just in case, you know, this gets damaged in the future, we can just pull more through. So do that now, fit the safety chain, guards, winch post, done. Final joins. So all done now, put a bit of big bit of shrink wrap over the top of that, and then that's all our wiring joins done. Alright, wiring is complete. I put some conduit on there all the way up, keep it protected. I decided I always keep some extra wire. under there. And that just means if something happens to wiring up the front, you can just pull a little bit of extra through and rejoin it. P-clip that there, nice and tidy. And the rest of it's unseen. Every part of it is soldered and shrink wrapped. Oh, there we go, get the zoom right. So it's, in my opinion, it's the best way to do your wiring. So hopefully should be reliable for years to come. Here we are, finished product. There's still some little things to do, like adjusting rollers, lubing up that jockey wheel. There's a grease nipple on it. But apart from that, all done. Quite pleased with it, really. It's been quite a project. Unfortunately, I've had to rush it, which is annoying, but it's just par for the course around here at the moment, just with how busy we are. I didn't bother filming putting the winch post on or the guards because that's not really very invigorating TV. So yeah, all in all, really happy. So as soon as I get some stuff in here, I'm going to throw it on the back of the vehicle and take it down for Warren Fitness. If this one doesn't pass, I'll be certainly arguing. Okay. Okay, just got back from VTNZ. It passed its warrant with flying colours. So I'm just about to walk this thing under the trailer. And yeah, unfortunately I haven't got anybody to film me, so I'll show you once it's done. Alright, it's a few days later for me and about 3 seconds for you guys. But long and short of it is, boat's on the trailer, trailer's finished. And it's awesome. I've adjusted up the front rollers so they all sit nicely now. Managed to get the spare wheel bracket to bolt on it. Everything's mint, really. So it was a cool project, difficult project, but it's done. Now the only thing there is left to do is we have to do something.
Sorry about the wind noises. It's really windy.
Now I'm going to do something with this as it's no longer required. Last thing left to do. Alright, she's all cut up. I didn't bother filming it. It was definitely a bit dodgy in places and the rain is coming down big time. Yeah, a few broken blades, but we've cut it up, ready to go to the scrappy, and that really marks the end of the boat trailer project and the end of the year for us. I think we'll shoot another one out of the rain. Okay, back in out of the rain now, but as I was saying, that's obviously the end of the boat trailer project now. And also, it's going to be our last video for the year because it is the 23rd of December. In a couple of days, we're going to shoot off down to the beach for, well, 2.5 weeks. So we're not going to be back till January. But it's been a really good year for me this year after a couple of real bad ones. And had some fun with a few projects, which was cool for you guys to come on the ride with me with the Panorama, Orange Roughy, and of course the boat trailer. So as I said, we're away for a couple of weeks, but when I get back, we're going to get into Orange Roughy, and I've got some really good plans for that one. That's going to be the best one of them all. So thanks again for staying with us and watching us, and have a Merry Christmas everybody, and we'll see you next year. Thanks.